Welcome back to the deep dive. Ready to explore something delicious and good for you?
Always.
Today we're doing a deep dive into berries. Uh, who doesn't love a handful of strawberries or a good blueberry pie?
Absolutely.
But we're going beyond just the taste.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to uncover the incredible health benefits packed in these tiny fruits.
I'm excited.
Our guide is an article from Healthline, 11 reasons why berries are among the healthiest foods on Earth.
Sounds promising.
So you might already know berries are good for you.
For sure.
But get ready for some seriously impressive facts. Let's start with what makes berries nutritional powerhouses.
Okay.
The article highlights their super high antioxidant content, things like anthocyanins, ellagic acid, and resveratrol.
And those are important because antioxidants are like tiny protectors for our cells.
Oh, I like that.
They shield us from those unstable molecules called free radicals that can damage our cells.
So free radicals are the bad guys.
Exactly. And antioxidants, those are the superheroes fighting them off.
And berries are full of these superheroes.
Packed. They have some of the highest antioxidant activity compared to other fruits.
Wow. So eating berries is like giving our bodies a shield.
You got it.
The article even mentions this study where people ate a good amount of blueberries, about 300 grams,
Okay.
and it helped protect their DNA from those free radicals.
There's tons of research showing that regularly eating berries reduces oxidative stress, the damage caused by free radicals over time.
So that damage can lead to chronic diseases.
It's a big contributor.
So adding berries to our diet could lower our risk of serious health problems.
That's one simple step we can take, for sure.
Now, beyond antioxidants, berries can also help manage blood sugar levels, which is super important.
Absolutely crucial.
Yeah, I've been trying to be more aware of my blood sugar.
It makes a big difference.
It's not just about avoiding sugar crashes after a donut, right?
You got it. It's about stable blood sugar throughout the day.
For our bodies to function their best.
Exactly.
So how do berries come in?
Well, they help prevent those blood sugar spikes, especially after meals high in carbs. They also increase what's called insulin sensitivity.
Okay, break that down for me.
Think of insulin as a key that unlocks our cells to let glucose or sugar enter and fuel us.
What?
Insulin resistance is like a rusty lock, making it hard for the key to work. Berries basically help oil that lock, making us more efficient at using insulin.
So berries are making it easier to process sugar.
Precisely.
And this applies to everyone, not just people with issues already.
Exactly. Both healthy individuals and those with insulin resistance, which can lead to type 2 diabetes, can benefit.
I remember reading about one study.
Oh, yeah.
They gave people pureed strawberries or mixed berries with bread,
Mm-hmm.
and it really lowered their insulin levels compared to just eating bread.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's like simple changes can have a big impact on our blood sugar.
Absolutely. Like giving your pancreas, which produces insulin, a little extra help.
Now that we're talking about it, I remember berries being good for digestion too because of fiber.
You got it. Berries are a great source, especially soluble fiber.
Okay, let's talk fiber. I know it's good for us, but honestly, it's not the most exciting topic.
I hear you, but fiber is a true unsung hero.
Okay.
Think of soluble fiber as like a tiny broom sweeping through your gut, slowing things down and keeping you feeling full.
So less cravings and snacking.
Exactly. And that helps with weight management. Plus, more fiber means fewer calories absorbed.
Wow, that's a bonus.
It really is. Now, you mentioned raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, blueberries.
Right.
Those are some of the most common and well-researched berries, but there are so many others, each with unique nutrients.
I'll have to branch out. But let's stick with these superstars for now.
Sounds good.
What else makes them stand out?
Well, on top of all those benefits, berries are super nutrient dense.
Nutrient dense meaning?
Packed with vitamins and minerals, but still low in calories. Nature's multivitamin.
I've heard strawberries are a top source of vitamin C.
They are. 1 cup can give you 150% of your daily vitamin C, even more than an orange. Yep. But other berries are nutritional powerhouses too, full of manganese, vitamin K, copper, and folate.
All that, and still low in calories.
Extremely. We're talking 32 calories for strawberries to 57 for blueberries per 100 grams.
A guilt-free way to get so many nutrients. Now let's talk inflammation. It's been on my mind lately.
Inflammation is part of our body's healing response.
Right.
But when it's chronic, it becomes a problem linked to things like heart disease, diabetes, even cancer. It's like a constant fire inside.
Doing damage over time.
Exactly.
But berries, with those antioxidants, can help.
They can. Those same antioxidants fighting free radicals also help cool down that inflammation.
It's like a 2-for-1 deal.
You got it.
There was a study where overweight people had a strawberry drink with a high-carb, high-fat meal,
Interesting.
and it really reduced those inflammatory markers.
It's amazing how food can counter those effects.
So even if we slip up and have a less than healthy meal, some berries could help minimize the damage.
It's not a free pass, of course, but it shows the protective power of berries.
Good to know. And speaking of protection, berries are heart-healthy superstars.
Oh, absolutely. They work in several ways to keep our cardiovascular system happy.
We all know about bad cholesterol, LDL cholesterol.
Yeah.
Berries, especially black raspberries and strawberries, can lower those levels in people who are obese or have metabolic syndrome.
Metabolic syndrome being a group of conditions that increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes.
They're even more important for those at risk.
Exactly. And it's not just about lowering the levels. Berries can also prevent that LDL cholesterol from being oxidized or damaged.
Managed cholesterol.
Yeah, which is a big contributor to heart disease. One study showed that folks drinking a freeze-dried strawberry drink daily really lowered their LDL cholesterol.
That's encouraging. It sounds like even small amounts can help.
Right. Another study used just 50 grams of freeze-dried blueberries daily, and participants saw a big reduction in their oxidized LDL.
It's like berries are giving our hearts a hug.
They really are. And there's even more to their heart-healthy benefits.
More. I'm all ears.
They can also improve something called endothelial function, which is the health of the cells lining our blood vessels.
Those are important.
Extremely. They regulate blood pressure, prevent clots, and maintain overall cardiovascular health.
But I've heard they can be damaged by things like inflammation.
Exactly. It leads to what's called endothelial dysfunction, a major risk factor for heart disease, like your body's plumbing getting clogged.
Yikes.
But studies show berries can improve this function, even in people with metabolic syndrome or who smoke.
So even with those risk factors, berries can make a difference.
That's the amazing part. Their preventative A&D can improve existing conditions. One study had people with metabolic syndrome drink a blueberry smoothie daily.
And
Their endothelial function improved significantly compared to those who didn't.
blueberries are moving up on my list.
They're a great choice. And here's something else. Even processed berries can have heart-healthy benefits.
Really? I was going to ask about that. I mean, fresh is best, but good to know we can still get some benefits.
Think baked berries, not sugary jams.
Oh. Right, right.
One study found that baking blueberries, though it lowers some of their anthocyanin content, doesn't change the total antioxidant concentration.
Interesting.
And get this, arterial function, which shows how well our arteries work, improved similarly in those who ate baked or freeze-dried berries.
So fresh, frozen, baked berries are good for the heart.
You got it. And speaking of good for, they can also benefit our skin.
Wait, berries for better skin. Tell me more.
Remember that ellagic acid? It seems especially good for skin health.
I was surprised to hear about the skin benefits.
Right.
Lactic acid is fascinating.
It's like a natural anti-aging agent protecting our skin from free radical damage.
So double defense for our cells, fighting damage from the inside and the outside.
Exactly. Plus, ellagic acid helps preserve collagen, the protein that keeps our skin firm and youthful. Without enough collagen, we get wrinkles and sagging.
So berries are helping us maintain a healthy glow.
From the inside out.
Sold. What else can these little fruits do?
Well, there's promising research about berries and cancer prevention.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. I've heard about a link, but tell me about the science.
More research is definitely needed, but the initial findings are promising. Those antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, can actually interfere with processes that contribute to cancer, like cell growth and inflammation.
So, not a cure, but potentially reducing the risk.
Exactly. It's about making healthy choices. And when you combine the potential cancer protection with all the other benefits for your heart, blood sugar, skin, it's a pretty strong argument for eating berries.
I'm with you there. But let's get practical. How do we get more berries into our diets?
Well, that's the best part. They're so easy to enjoy. Fresh, frozen, even dried. They're great on their own, but add a pop of flavor and nutrition to yogurt, oatmeal, smoothies, salads.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah.
What are your favorite ways to enjoy them?
I love simplicity. A bowl of mixed berries with a bit of honey and chopped nuts. Perfect dessert.
Now you're talking. Simple and delicious.
Right. I also love them in my oatmeal, adding sweetness and texture.
A classic for a reason. And smoothies.
Oh yeah, berries are a smoothie must-have, adding flavor, thickness, and tons of nutrients.
You know, I used to think smoothies were just for breakfast, but I've discovered savory smoothies.
Like what?
Spinach, avocado, berries, little lemon juice. Surprisingly good.
I'll have to try that. See, that's what I love about berries, so adaptable. Sweet or savory, breakfast, lunch, snack, they work.
Okay, I'm seriously craving berries now. But before we finish, let's go back to that link between berries and cancer prevention.
Right, a lot more research to be done, but what we know so far is exciting.
It's hard to imagine something so small having such a big impact.
It's those antioxidants again, those anthocyanins. They can actually mess with processes that lead to cancer, like cell growth and inflammation.
So it's all about making those smart choices.
Absolutely. And when you add up all those benefits, it's hard to argue against berries.
I agree. Well, as we wrap up this part of our berry adventure,
Yeah.
any final words of wisdom?
Don't get bogged down by the science. Berries are delicious, versatile, and good for you. Find ways to enjoy them, and your body will thank you.
Well said. All right, everyone, that's it for part 1 of our berry deep dive.
We'll be right back.
After a quick word from our sponsors,
Stay tuned. Welcome back.
we're diving right back into berries. Before the break, we were talking about food synergy.
Right. How berries can be even more beneficial when paired with other healthy foods.
It's not just about eating blueberries, it's about what you eat them with.
Exactly.
You mentioned berries with nuts to help absorb those fat-soluble vitamins.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
What other combos come to mind?
Well, one I personally love is berries with yogurt or cottage cheese. You're getting that protein and calcium from the dairy, the fiber from the berries. Plus, it helps slow down the sugar absorption.
Instead of that sugar rush and crash, it's more of a steady energy release.
Right. And it ties into what we talked about earlier, that low net carb content of berries. Even if you're watching your carbs, you can usually fit in a serving of berries.
It's good to know for those keto or low-carb folks.
Absolutely. Berries aren't off limits.
And that's where variety comes in, right?
Exactly. Some berries, like raspberries and blackberries, are naturally lower in carbs.
Okay, enough science for a minute. Let's talk about how to actually eat these things. What are your favorite ways to enjoy berries?
For me, I love keeping it simple. A bowl of mixed berries, maybe a drizzle of honey, sprinkle of chopped nuts. That's my kind of dessert.
That sounds amazing.
It is.
Simple and delicious. I also love berries in my oatmeal in the morning, adds a little sweetness and texture.
Classic combo. And don't forget smoothies.
Oh, right.
Berries are like the MVP of smoothies. They add flavor, thickness, and tons of nutrition.
You know, I used to think smoothies were just a breakfast thing,
Oh, yeah.
but then I found savory smoothies.
Savory smoothies. Like
It's-
what?
Think spinach, avocado, berries, a little lemon juice. It's surprisingly good.
Interesting. I'll have to try that. That's what's great about berries. They're so adaptable.
Totally. Sweet, savory, breakfast, lunch, snack. They work. Okay, now I really want some berries. But before we wrap up, I want to go back to that connection between berries and cancer prevention.
Oh, yeah. An area with lots more research needed, but so far it's looking pretty good.
It's still mind-blowing to me how something as small as a berry could have an impact on something as complex as cancer.
It all comes down to those antioxidants, specifically those anthocyanins.
Right.
They've been shown to interfere with processes that contribute to cancer development, things like cell growth and inflammation.
So not a cure-all, but potentially reducing the risk.
Exactly. It's about making those choices that support your health. And when you add up all the potential benefits for your heart, your blood sugar, your skin,
It's hard to ignore.
it really is.
All right, as we wrap up our berry deep dive, any final words of wisdom?
Keep it simple. Don't let the science overwhelm you. Berries are delicious, they're versatile, and they're incredibly good for you. Find what you enjoy, experiment a bit, and your body will thank you.
Well said. Okay, that's a wrap on our berry deep dive. We hope you learned some new things, got some recipe inspiration, and maybe even have a newfound appreciation for these tiny but mighty foods.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy berry eating.
You know, it's funny how we're always looking for the next big health trend.
Oh, totally. The magic bullet, the
Mm.
superfood.
Right. And sometimes we forget about those simple foods that have been around
The
forever.
classics.
Exactly. Like berries.
Yeah.
They've been here all along, and we're still learning about how amazing they are.
It's true. Nature really provides us with so much.
We just need to take a step back and appreciate it.
And maybe slow down a little
Yeah, that's important.
instead of just gobbling things down.
Mindlessly, right?
Yeah, really take the time to enjoy our food.
To savor it.
Exactly. Not just for the taste, but to actually appreciate the experience of nourishing our bodies.
It's like a mindfulness practice. It is. Bringing us back to the present moment. Connecting us to what we're eating.
I like that.
Mm.
I'm going to challenge our listeners to a berry meditation this week.
Berry meditation.
Yeah. Just find a quiet spot, take a few deep breaths, and then slowly enjoy a handful of your favorite berries. Really pay attention to the colors, the textures, the aromas, how the flavors burst in your mouth.
I love that.
It's a small thing, but it can be so grounding.
And who knows, you might even discover new flavors you've never noticed before.
I bet. So, as we wrap up our berry deep dive,
Yeah,
let's encourage everyone to embrace these little gems.
they really are gems.
Eat them with joy and find fun ways to make them a part of your diet.
And remember to slow down,
Right.
savor each bite, practice that berry meditation.
It's a recipe for good health and a deeper connection to the natural world.
Couldn't agree more. Well, that's been a berrylicious adventure.
It has. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the wonderful world of berries.
We hope you learned some new things and maybe feel inspired to try some new berry recipes.
And who knows? Maybe you've even developed a new appreciation for these tiny but mighty fruits.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy berry eating.